Ever considered why hunger persists in a country teeming with life like India? You see, there's a common belief that hunger is still a rampant issue in India. But let's take a moment to look at it from a different perspective. Even the monkeys in our forests and temples aren't dwindling in numbers due to hunger. They continue to thrive, just like India's ever-growing population. Imagine this. India's population was around 30 crore in the early 50s. Now, it's soared to over 140 crore. That's an increase of more than 400%. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? If hunger were as prevalent as it is often portrayed, wouldn't we see a different trend? But the reality is contrary. It's a paradox, isn't it? Despite the supposed hunger, people aren't dying. Now, let's compare this with Britain. Back in the 1950s, the population of Britain was 50 million. Fast forward to the present, it has grown to 60 million. A modest increase of 20% in a country known for its abundance of food. Now, let's shift our focus back to India. In the same time period, India's population has surged from 300 million to over 1,400,000,000. That's a whopping 400% increase. And all this in a country often associated with food scarcity. It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? A land supposedly struggling with hunger, yet witnessing a population boom that outpaces a nation brimming with food resources. On one hand, you have Britain, with plenty of food and a slow population growth. On the other, you have India, where despite the alleged hunger, the population is thriving. Doesn't it make you wonder about the real nature of hunger in India? So, returning to our initial question, is hunger still an issue in India? Some believe it to be true. Yet it's fascinating that despite alleged widespread hunger, the monkey populations in India's jungles or those residing around temples aren't dwindling. The hunger paradox is indeed puzzling. Let's take a moment to revisit some facts. In the year 1950, Britain's population was 50 million, which has now increased to 60 million. In contrast, India's population, which was 300 million at the same time, has now skyrocketed to over 1,400,000,000. This is the crux of the paradox. A nation supposedly lacking food has seen a 400% population surge, while a country abundant in food has only experienced a 20% increase. So we're left grappling with this conundrum. Should we slice out the Mary from Book Murray? Perhaps? Food for thought, isn't it?